The Oklahoma City Thunder continue to impress with how they have gone with this rebuild, and also how they, of course, have been drafting and gathering up these picks. But again, after a year of low-key contending for the playoffs, which not a whole lot of people thought they were going to do, they now sit with the 12th overall pick post-lottery. And again, there's a lot of really interesting candidates here who we know OKC can potentially capitalize on and maybe continue to build this really nice franchise that they've got going for them. Now, of course, before I get into that, I would highly recommend you guys go and check out my full mock draft, which will be linked in the description down below. That way you guys will get to see who I have all these other teams selecting and whatnot. Just in case you're wondering why I didn't have OKC taking a certain player with this pick, it might just be because he's already gone to a different team who has a higher overall pick than pick 12. So again, go and check that out if you haven't already. I do highly recommend it. But I guess without further ado, here's who I think the Oklahoma City Thunder should be selecting with the 12th overall pick in the 2023 NBA draft. Now moving on to the Oklahoma City Thunder. They have the 12th overall pick, and there's a couple of options that they could have taken at this pick. But in my opinion, I'm going to go with a dude who I think works for them and a guy that they've drafted similar type of players of before, and that's actually Jet Howard, who is a really, really nice 6'8", I believe. 6'8", in fact, guy who can guard point guard, shooting guard, and small forward. Pretty nice on the defensive end. Some websites have him at 6'7". It's going to be interesting to see where he matches in the NBA. But from what I've heard, you're looking at a 6'8" dude who's a natural small forward who can kind of guard, I believe, the three positions in the NBA. Kind of similar to what they've got right now with SGA and Josh Giddey, who are really, really good at, moving from 1 through 3. And I'm looking at that team and I'm thinking, wow, if you have all those three maybe in a starting lineup at one stage, or just even on the floor together, from point guard to small forward, there's like no one under 6'7". Like that's pretty scary. And I'm looking at Jet Howard here, and it's saying that he's a really nice shot creator on the perimeter, a pretty nice overall scorer who can space the ball. It's being said that a couple of things on his downside are he's not exactly that great around the rim and he isn't really a freakish athlete. But with OKC, they've got Josh Giddey. Josh Giddey's not really a freakish athlete. I mean, he is to the average person, but in the NBA, Josh Giddey doesn't necessarily stand out exceptionally great. But the thing is, he's got one of the highest basketball IQs out there. And I feel like Jet Howard might be a similar dude, but in terms of not necessarily playmaking, but being a decent shot creator who can shoot the ball. We're looking for another shot creator. I think in their starting five, Giddey could be, but I think they want Giddey to be a massive facilitator in the NBA who's going to be good on defense and just being another option when they need him. I have a feeling Giddey's like that type of guy to maybe one season average like 10 points per game, but average like 8 rebounds and like 13 assists. Like, that's just the type of guy this dude is, and his basketball IQ is so insane. I think one day he could definitely be one of the best, if not the best playmakers in the NBA. Like, this dude's averaging like 7 assists a game with like not much to work with, and they've really made it work at OKC. They even nearly made the playoffs, which was kind of insane to think. And I think they'll be looking for another shot creator in this draft. I think they'll be going for that. They'll, of course, bring in a couple dudes in a free agency and whatnot. They'll still have Chet Holmgren coming back, and I think it'll be really, really interesting. I'm not sure if Jet Howard will start. I think they might go for Lou Dort to start off with, but Jet Howard, to me, could be a guy that gets a lot of shot creating opportunities off that bench. He also looks like a type of guy who might be inserted into the rotation a fair bit when maybe they're lacking on shooting, or what it might necessarily be is just, he could even play that small ball power forward, I think, for Oklahoma as well. They've been known to try that out, and I just think it makes a lot of sense. He also helps out with the rebounding. I think it's been known that he's a pretty good offensive and defensive rebounder, sorry. And when you've got Chet Holmgren there at your starting center, who weighs about as much as a paper plane. Okay, that might have been a bit disrespectful, but you guys know what I mean. He doesn't weigh that much, and I'm not sure how good he's going to be at rebounding in the NBA. He's going to need help, is what I'm trying to say here. And he's already got Giddey and SGA, who are tall dudes who can help out with that rebounding. But I'm looking at a guy like Jet Howard, who's been pretty good at that as well. So I think Jet Howard fills in a lot of what this Oklahoma City Thunder team need. They, of course, I think, need another shot creator, and they might need some rebounding, right? You bring in that, he's not only just good at shot creating and rebounding, but you're looking at a dude that can shoot as well, space the three-point line, and just a guy who I think should be able to work pretty well with Josh Giddey and SGA. The only issue about this pick really is because I don't think the athleticism or anything is going to be a question mark, especially for Oklahoma, because they just don't really care about that. It just shows. The only thing this might be a little bit suspicious to me is I'm not sure if Jet Howard will fall to this pick. Again, there is a chance. He has been, I've been hearing he's been pretty good in these pre-workouts and stuff. He's been training in the off-season, all this stuff, and just working out. And I've been hearing some good things and that he might jump up in the draft. So it could be an interesting one. You're looking at some mock drafts having this dude at 17, some having him at like 8. I'm going to meet in the middle ground, and I think he's kind of perfect for OKC with this 12th overall pick. And I hope they do capitalize on him. I just think he kind of fits in what they are trying to do in the NBA. And yeah, I just feel like that's a scary proposition. If you're looking at a team that's got like 6'8" Josh Giddey at point guard, 6'7" SGA at shooting guard, and 6'8" Jeff Howard at small forward. Wow. if you got a dude a power forward who's like 6'9", and we know Chet at 7 foot, then you've got no one in the starting lineup who's under 6'7". That's a scary team that could flourish on defense, and I think maybe cut some teams up in the future. And I think overall this would be a good pick by Oklahoma, and that's why I've got them selecting Jet Howard with a 12th overall pick. But of course, if you haven't already, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Comment your thoughts and opinions down below. Do you guys agree with my picks, or do you guys not? Of course, I would really like to know. Don't forget to subscribe to my gaming channel, my IRL/long jump, and my podcast. All of them will be getting linked in the description down below if you haven't already. But yeah, of course, most importantly, I'd like to hear what you guys think about these picks. Let me know down below. And yeah, leave a like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.